ultimately this is more a debate between morals, because it's between,
Right, different moral philosophies,
yeah,
utilitarianism
yeah,
and
because
maxims.
yeah, because if
God.
ultimately if you value the number of individuals, then I guess killing one bad guy will be better than him killing fucking 40 or plus.
40, yeah.
Yes, well, it's the very commonly asked question of like, if a
Yeah,
Nazi is walking around, do you punch him?
yeah. Or the one where you have two train tracks. You have one where there's four people and there's
Of
one.
course, the trolley problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. Who would you save and why? You know,
yeah.
right.
Which
it's
is the
based on
question.
opinion
Which
as
Not
well. Yeah.
even it's not even who would you save, because often it's would you act? Would you
yeah?
risk
Would you?
yourself being involved in the situation?
Yeah,
Because a lot of the weight of the trolley problem is if you pull the lever, you actively kill someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you
you
don't,
you
if you don't,
impact the outcome that you could have been not involved with by not reacting. So it also
But
tests your moral compass relating to, do you think that like someone who doesn't act isn't responsible for not acting when they
yeah.
can save someone?
But it's
but in
also,
that response, you can look at it in the other way. You can say, I didn't just kill 4 people. I saved the others.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
You can be
definitely.
seen as someone that saved people. Like there is always casualties in any event. You know what I'm saying? There's always like
There could be.
that sort of percentage of people that don't make it. You know, there's
Yeah.
always for any problem. But you will be seen that someone that saved like the majority as a hero, regardless, even if the others died.
Right. You'll be seen
There'll
as
just be casualties.
you could either be seen as a hero or seen as a onlooker who didn't act. So I agree in a sense with the trolley problem. Your idea about the trolley problem. It's um,
that's this idea is just very very fucking weird. Because imagine, like, say there's a serial killer out there. You have a bullet to his head. Well, you have a gun to his head. You kill him. The person, you'll be renowned as a hero, but your actions is negative because you killed someone,
yeah,
you took a
yeah,
life.
definitely.
So ultimately, it's like
Just
a,
just exactly like that person. Remember, like I saw a documentary without cutting you off. So, I wanted to say, I saw a documentary about a prisoner who he was alone in his cell, and one day he met his like new cellmate. Right, he just came in,
Yeah.
and his cellmate was telling him the story of how he got into prison. Dude molested 25 children.
damn.
And the thing is, the dude that was sitting next to him, he was in for like burglary or something. He
Yeah,
had like 4 years,
yeah,
and he had only 4 years,
yeah,
and he killed his cellmate the night of because he did. They
yeah,
refused to like
yeah.
find him another cell because the guy he got so pissed off because
Yeah.
the child molester was trying to like explain himself and why he did that,
Justify his
and
action.
he's justifying it. So the guy lost it and he killed him on the spot, and he showed up in trial. He showed up in front of a court judge. He says, "Do you want me to tell you how I did it?"
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
No,
because the thing
wild.
is, like, he did. At the end of the day, I have mad respect for a person like that. Believe it or not, like, it takes courage and balls to judge and to like feel
I
uh,
yeah, I
the,
deeply
the
understand and
situation. Like, how can you forgive that? Like, 25 children's lives were
but the thing is,
destroyed forever,
but
and they're living with it. You know,
yeah,
how
but
do you forgive that?
but the thing is, uh, say you did something bad, like you killed someone, right, by accident.
Okay,
Say, and then
okay.
you ended up in prison with the dude's son. So
Oh,
he sees you as the same level of menace, as like a, oh yo, he just killed my father, so I'm gonna kill him.
right.
So it's ultimately the same thing. It's
It's
perception.
emotional. It's an emotional reaction. Once again,
but it's an
not
accident
to
though.
corner you, but you're talking about making political decisions based on emotion.
But that's
You're
why.
making you're making judgment on the lives of
Well,
people
that's
based
why it's
on
like.
emotion, which
But
is
it's common sense.
But exactly.
It's
That's why.
common sense.
based on
Though. At the end of
emotion.
the day, it's common sense.
But I'm saying, like, would you imagine, like, you killed someone's dad by accident? Like, you were driving around, you hit him with a
Yeah,
car, dude dies.
car crash.
Hmm.
You kill
Yeah,
someone. You're in the prison with his son.
yeah.
His son sees himself as justified for killing
But you're
you.
comparing two situations that are intentional and non-intentional.
No, but the thing is, the point is, the person's dead. Like,
Yeah,
Mm.
because your situation, for example, that he molested the kid, right? But the kids are still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So you could argue which one
Which is even worse.
What's I'm saying? But then you could argue which one's worse: remove someone's death or someone's ability to remember something horrific. So now you're
Yeah,
playing judge, jury, and executioner at the same time. So
you
ultimately,
are.
you're playing
Yeah, yeah.
God. So
Mm.
now the point is sort of, are you a god, or are you?
Do you
Are
see
you
yourself
Oh
as
no, no,
above the
the
law?
guy that
Are
killed him
you the
wasn't
law?
God. He was just sending him there.
No, I'm saying, but like, would you imagine? But, okay, but the thing is, like, would you imagine, like, oh, I killed someone's dad, and then his son kills me, and your brother says, oh yeah, you killed my brother, so I'm gonna kill you, and then it's you know what I'm
Right.
It
saying?
never ends.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's a
ultimately,
cycle of emotional vengeance.
Yeah.
That's I think my moral disagreement with your previous points. Though I do understand where you're coming from 100%.
Mhm.
yeah, that's why I think a good form of justice,
Right.
as a third party justice that actually
Exactly. I
is
think
non-biased.
justice has to be above
Yeah,
human sentimentality.
yeah,
It,
human, yeah. But unfortunately,
but
nowadays
that's
justice,
very difficult.
nowadays,
It's
That is,
yeah,
extremely
that's
difficult.
why that's why we have a justice system. That's why it's so complicated. That's
Exactly.
why there's like so many steps and procedures to go through before determining the fate of someone. Of course,
It's
fun.
also
it's very
why,
complicated.
yeah, and further on what you're saying, it's also why in literally every ideological system except for one, there is a justice system.
Yeah,
You know which one doesn't?
which,
Fascism. Because in
oh
that
yeah,
world,
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
whoever's on top
gets to
has
decide.
top say on
Yeah,
everything, which is
everything.
why, objectively speaking, maybe punching a fascist in the street is morally viable because on the very premise they will hurt someone.
uh,
But that's another moral
And
quandary.
have no like have no consequences behind it whatsoever because they control everything.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my point. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like how could you punish or judge or weigh in the facts with someone that has total power
right.
and that can do whatever they wish with a wave of his hand? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Fascism is
this is
scary because it's. I think it's the ultimate evil of man manifested
yeah,
because it's like by its very rules, it's written point form that it is racist and that it is classist and that it dislikes inferior people.
mm,
It is
hmm
like built on hate of the
yeah,
other. So
yeah,
it's like an organism that hates organized people. It
yeah.
hates people because it doesn't like people that are different, so people that
Yeah.
are not it,
So
but
yeah.
everyone is different, so it doesn't like people, but it likes the rule over them.
On a final note, though, on justice system, it's funny because
Of course.
there was this whole the well, not really debate, but it's this whole like idea of having robots, AIs, be the judges, the juries, and the executioners because they are unbiased. They are programmed to be sort of, well, they have no emotion really. So you
Sure.
could program them to be ethical and program them to be logical, but you can't program them to be emotional because
Right.
it's a human factor that only us humans have. So I was throwing this around, and it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh no, that'd be too kind of fucked up because it will remove the human aspect of judging. But the thing is, because like empathy, for example,
Right.
robots won't understand that shit because it's a human factor where
Yeah.
we feel empathy, we understand each other as humans, and we understand that what you
Yeah.
did, granted, is wrong. We but I know why you did it. What why you did it was right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But however, if you put that in a robot's perspective, say you killed someone because you got robbed, he will see that as just murder, period. And
Yeah.
so
It's a robot.
25 years to life.
One
well,
person minus one person equals zero.
Yeah,
Thus, one must be eliminated.
exactly. And
hmm
So
ultimately,
to
even,
equate, person must die. It's very like it's utilitarian. That's the
yeah,
thing. Machines are utilitarian
yeah.
to the core, and
Which makes it funny because there's no form of justice that could be purest a pure
yeah,
form
because
where it's good.
justice is inherently a human concept,
Yeah,
and it comes with human issues. That's why it's not perfect, but we can strive for it to be
perfect. Yeah.
and make it
you
as
can
close.
try to make it as fair and as
Exactly.
just
That's why I
possible.
do
Yeah.
think that one human emotion, which you mentioned, is crucial to justice: empathy.
Yeah.
Because empathy is unraveling the thought process of other people and putting yourself in their shoes. So it's like unraveling the equation to understanding each parts. Instead of 1 minus 1, then you see 1 as not valuing 1,
But it is a human
x.
itself. Yeah.
It's x minus x.
Yeah.
So it's an undefined value.
Yeah.
So you change the equation as a whole.
Well, safe to say we won't get monetized anytime fucking soon because we talk politics. But anyways,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
but anyways, to end this off because we've fucking hit the hour plus mark.
Man,
for sure.
it's the Speakeasy podcast, bro. You just
Yeah,
speak easy what you want,
Hey,
bro.
it's what we